Hey guys, hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Todd Holland here. I have yet another video for you this week. This week is kind of a big one. We've had 3 videos dropped so far. This is the 3rd video out of 3 on setting up your foundation for your business campaign based on the Avatar Builder worksheet that we've been talking about so much. And the Avatar Builder worksheet, if you caught the previous video, is a 15-question survey for you as a business owner to run through to make sure that you understand every aspect of your perfect client's pain, as well as the escape sequence for how they can get out of it and how your solution plays into the whole equation. And so this is one that I did earlier for Phonesites. I was running Phonesites stuff through the AI, and it generated all the copy that you see here. But you know, this is for what I do. It's not for what you do. So I'm going to try to use some other examples today when we set up the ad targeting, which is really cool. So we can take everything that we did here yesterday with the Avatar Builder worksheet, repurpose this into ad targeting on Facebook and Google, and by definition also YouTube. This is extremely exciting stuff because when you're learning how to do this thing the right way, not only is it a clear blueprint on how to get arguably the hardest part of any of this done, which is the ad targeting, knowing who to sell to, but doing so in a way where you don't have to backtrack, you don't really have to second guess yourself, and you know what tests to run from the beginning, right? All marketing is a test. Even the most proven models test 3 or 4 different ad creatives, or they should. I don't know if they do. They should test 3 or 4 ad creatives, 3 or 4 ad sets, audiences, campaign types. The reason they do that is to find out what works specific to your offer, specific to your market. And so to do so yourself would require you to, have some degree of testing for your ads. I want to test this audience versus this audience. I want to test this headline versus this other headline I wrote, right? It's all gotta, it's all gotta teach you something. It's all gonna generate meaningful data, behavioral data, in addition to the revenue stuff and all of that you expect to come from an ad campaign. So with that being said, I want to show you guys a tool that I use for this. It's called Interest Explorer. Facebook Ads Manager. It gives you a hell of a time trying to find exactly what you want to market to in terms of interests and behaviors and demographics. And oftentimes they'll show you the more impacted parameters, and by impacted I'm referring to the more people are bidding on those, because they'll get more per dollar out of that. And if they're getting more per dollar, by definition, you're getting less per dollar. So fewer leads per dollar spent, or more expensive leads, or often no leads at all for some of the more complicated markets, be it industry or just territory, right? DFW is one of those markets that's very hard to market to. San Francisco is the same way, parts of Los Angeles, parts of New York, parts of Colorado. They're all sort of the same. Let me just go here and make sure that I am pausing all my notifications for the rest of this video so we don't get interrupted. So with that being said, this is a great way to build out that test, to get your parameters in, and here's how I like to do that. So before I start, I added on a little tagline onto the Avatar Builder worksheet, which is the targeting audience worksheet, right? And so I'm going to do real estate in this case, but I'm going to come back and do one maybe at a later time for home renovation, right? So for real estate, your main parameter is real estate, right? And who do you serve? Home buyers and home sellers, but home sellers will get you tied up, trust me. So just listings, that's what you want to focus on. So these are the 3 things that you do in real estate: home buyers, listing, maybe real estate investment. Okay, so you go over here to the Interest Explorer and you take these 3 things. Remember, you got these 3 things based on this stuff that you have up here, right? So you kind of pull this, and if I was doing it for Phonesites like I plan to, I would grab like, AI copywriter, I would grab landing page, I would grab lead generation, I would grab automated follow-up, that kind of thing, right? And that's what I would be plugging into here instead of what I have here. But again, we're just going to do this one for now. If you type in real estate, one of the difficulties and this is actually very telling for the people who are running ads and just going, oh, I want to run to people with an interest in real estate. One of the problems in doing that, you'll see, is that the vast majority of these audiences here have little to nothing to do with being a home buyer or seller, right? Let's go from the top. Sales. This is agents, right? And that's a huge audience, right? That's a huge audience that is getting money thrown at from every which way. Same with home. That could be something, but again, it's 900 million strong is tagged with that. So to market to this tag, the way that this works, marketing toward interest works a lot like Google clicks, right? Or anything else for that matter, where as more people bid on it, the price of a unit, which is a click or a conversion in some cases, the price of a thing goes up. And so, as we have a huge audience here that is both huge and very easy for people to search for and just, oh, home, that's what the majority of real estate agents who are running their ads are running them to: home, house, real estate, and probably a couple other things too, which you can see that, those are huge audiences that are way up here at the top and that are being bidded on, tremendously. And I've seen this, time and time again as a huge mistake. So what I like to do is I like to go through these and find one that, actually applies to, and you might not, but actually applies to the client you want to serve. And so real estate said none of these are it. And so I decided, well, I wanted to search then, if I can't find real estate, I want to work with home buyers, right? Okay, now we have something, right? So first time buyer, that's still a pretty large audience, 24 million, but it's not 900 million, right? First time home buyer grant. Now we're getting kind of specific, right? If we wanted to work with, let's kind of go through this and, say, I'm sorry, I was just reading something that came up. If we went through these things we wanted to add into them, as I'm clicking on these things, home, first time, I don't want home, but I do want first time home buyer. And on the one that I'm using, it populates. You don't have to use this one. I like it because it's quick. And it didn't cost a whole lot. First time home buyers direct. This is a small audience, so not a lot of people will qualify for this one, but I like it. New home sales, right? This is all good. And so what you can do, so that's that, but now I'm going to go over to, what if we type in home selling? No, for that. Okay. What about listing? What about real estate investment? Okay, and again, I'm not going to go for the very, very huge audiences because, the people I want to work with are not in that. So flipping is a good one, 340,000. I'm going to click on that. The real estate agency, no. Investment club, not really. Real estate private equity, yes. AXA Equitable Life Insurance Company, maybe, if that's what I want to go after. Real estate investment networks for education, yes. And so you can see I'm building up several, different things. And in this case, I made a mistake because I put all of my real estate buyer stuff in the same thing as my real estate investor stuff, when realistically speaking, if I was doing this the right way, I would have it where I have one ad set for what I suspect to be real estate buyers, one ad set for what I expect to be real estate investors, and one for real estate sellers, because each ad set is going to have its own marketing messaging, right? And so you're saying a different thing to a home seller than you are to, for example, an investor. And so, that's what we did for real estate. If we did one for roofing, it would be like this. So house, kitchen, again, these are the big ones. So I like to go down sort of midway. I don't like to compete with the ones that they spit out first. That's kind of like grabbing the first milk at the grocery store and going home and finding out like, oh, this is expired, and for some reason I spent 10 times as much as I could have on it. But like, you know, anyway, so I've got a lot of audit. I'm going to clear my selection here. You go through here and like, you know, a hip roof, if that's in your market, a metal roof is better than like roof, right? Or it's better than house. So you can see the more specific that you get, the better off it is. And this actually, if you connect, well, this one will export it to a CSV, so you can send this to your marketer, or if it's you can be the marketer you send it to, and then you can grab it and plug it right into Ads Manager. And when you do that, you're going to have, you know, this as an audience to run to, and it'll be, you know, probably something like, you kind of add them together, right? So 120 plus, you know, 1.4 plus 1.7 will be like 3.2 million overall. And then you go into your specific market, you'll find that it's like 100,000 people. That's great. A little low, you know, 200,000, 300,000 might be better, but 100,000 is fine. You know, 90,000 is fine. As long as it's the narrowed down to the people who you're actually wanting to work with. And how do you do that? This is how you do that. Then you're in luck. So with that being said, guys, I hope this is helpful. And you know, when you have this, you can just copy this over into your avatar guide and say the interest targeting. And then whenever you're excluding stuff, you know, and you can just go and one by one drop these in, you know, into Ads Manager when you do that. And if you're excluding stuff, a couple good ones that I've seen is you want to probably, you know, exclude other professionals in your market. So if you're like a roofer, right, you know, roofing contractor, general contractor, you know, Facebook page admin, because like, why would you want to market to another marketer? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. And stuff like that, you know, you can do that there, and that's an audience right there, because like you look through this and you say, well, who do I want to work with? Who do I not want to work with? That's what the avatar builder is for. And so, you know, if you're a roofer, you know, by definition, you want to work with homeowners who need your help. GC is not that. Roofer is not that. So right away you can exclude them. An internet marketer who wants to see your ad and copy it is not your perfect client. So you knock those out. You plug in your interest targeting for each one of the things that you're doing, and you know, you've got yourself at least the beginnings of an ad audience to test. If it performs, fantastic. If it doesn't, at least you've got a drawing board to come back to try something else. Otherwise, you know, if you're putting out your only shot in the dark and it doesn't work, you know, that's not going to lead to the results that you want. So, all right, guys, I hope this is helpful. Thank you so much once again for watching. This is the end of the 3-part video. By the end of watching all this, you should have a client avatar sheet built out. That's AI writing assisted for you. You should have a branding guide built out on Canva. So anything that you put on social media for your funnel or for, you know, your ads or anything is all brand consistent, same color, same font, same feel. And then you've got the targeting, which again, I used Interest Explorer. This is like a very cheap one-time thing, but you can even use Facebook's Ads Manager for free if you know what you're doing to put together the targeting. And then now I know what I'm, you know, who I serve, what the, you know, marketing looks like, and then how I find these people online. And so now it's just a matter of putting it all together, which you'll see in the coming weeks we'll get going for you as well. So thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you all on the other side, and be well. Take care.